Hello, let me go over the homework, create diptychs or triptychs. So what I'm going to have you do this week is create 2 diptychs, or you can create 2 triptychs, whichever you prefer. I'm going to kind of reference most of the ideas in this homework, focusing more on the diptych. I encourage you to make a diptych. I think that a triptych is also a cool thing to try to do, so it's really your choice. You can use photos that you've made before you took this course, images that you made during this course, or new images. So because of, I want to encourage you to really think about the 2 photos and how they are responding to each other, affecting each other, the different things that have been covered in this learning unit. I wanted to open up and give you the choice to go through some of your older photos and decide to use older work if that's what you chose to do. I wanted to open that up for this particular project. So what I would encourage you to do is to try to pull the viewer in, and I hope that you took the time to look at all the different examples that I've shared with you, to think about how you want to play around with the ideas that might be coming across in the 2 images. Maybe you want to play around with visual irony, or you can use kind of like the design and color in your photos, like I showed you in some of the examples. Your diptych can be abstract, it can be more literal. You can consider line, shape, and color, or any of the other compositional styles that we've reviewed. Those are things that are really fun to play around with this idea of the diptych. Your 2 images could tell some sort of a story or reference one another. There could be a contrast in the color or the composition, the subject matter. So lots of different ideas. And I encourage you to think about playing around with the sequence. So, try one image on the left and then maybe switch it and see what it looks like using the 2 images in a different combination. Because depending upon your combination can really affect the interpretation of your diptych. So these are some of the questions and thoughts that came from your reading. How does this compare to that? How are this and that alike or different? How do these 2 things interact with each other? What holds these 2 things together? And if you want, for your prompt, you can also go back and reference any of these questions if they were a big influence on you for this particular creative part of this week's learning unit. And then you're going to go ahead and, so embed your 2 photos, and then you'll be using a minimum of 400 words to respond to these 3 prompts. So, of course, give your diptych a title, and I like it when you guys talk about what size you would print them, if you could print them. Share your process of either choosing older images or creating new ones. So just kind of how did the things covered in this learning unit inspire you to think about this process of creating diptychs. And then explain the meaning of the diptych. So explain the ideas you wanted to share with the diptych you've submitted. Respond to 2 of your classmates' posts with a minimum of 50 words. And in that, I'd like for you to consider discussing your interpretation of the work submitted that you're responding to. So before maybe reading what the intentions of your classmates' diptych was, it just kind of, what did you read into it, which also came up from the article. So I hope you enjoy this homework assignment and keep me posted with questions. Thank you.